Hello, greetings, and thank you for coming. Tonight is a bittersweet night. With tonight's double feature, we are saying goodbye to the past. My family's past. And hello to the future. Our future. This theater was opened in 1919 by my grandparents. At that time, you'd be less likely to see a movie, but more likely to see a live show, or a jazz band, and it even had a secret speakeasy downstairs. You know, the Roaring Twenties and all. About a decade later, my grandparents went on a vacation. And on their trip, they experienced their first ever movie palace. So when they returned, they converted this theater into a picture house. They served all the greats of the time. Popcorn, good and plenty candy bites, and still had that not-so-secret speakeasy downstairs. After they had 2 children, 2 brothers, my father Stephen and my uncle Francis. Francis served as a Marine for 8 years, and he loved to tell the story of visiting a small theater while still on Parris Island. The Marines were put on a strict diet. No sugar, no candy, no popcorn, nothing. But the theater owners didn't know this. And they gave every Marine that came in a free popcorn and soda as a thank you for your service. All the Marines, aside from my uncle, finished their concessions within the first 5 minutes of the film. Not Francis. He said sitting in that theater brought him back here, watching the movie, drinking his soda and eating his popcorn, savoring every sip and every bite. After he returned here and worked with my grandparents, learning all the ins and outs. So when they retired, he took over. 23 years later, just as the final reel of a film was rolling through, Francis died suddenly of a heart attack. When the projector didn't shut off, that's when I went upstairs to find him. Found him. After my father took over. And tonight, I take over. The first time I ever threaded a film by myself, I checked and rechecked and made sure that I did it right. But something was off. The top sprocket had been left open. I was so mad at myself. But then I found out my uncle did that as a joke. And he laughed and laughed and laughed. So tonight, not only are we saying goodbye to 35mm film, but also to the spirit of the cinema, to a spirit that's with us, to a spirit that's with me. My uncle loved 35mm film, and he would have hated digital. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. But I think he would have loved digital for the fact that it's keeping the place that he loved open. And also I feel that his spirit might take some well-deserved R&R. Thank you for coming. And no, there is no secret speakeasy anymore.